Many parents are writing to me and asking that how can we manage our 2-year-old, 3-year-old or 5-year-old child who is very angry and very stubborn, and whatever calmly when they are trying to help, the child is not listening to the calm parenting, but only the child is listening when the parents are shouting. So I would like to say a couple of things here. First of all is, most of the times when children are showing anger or rebelliousness or throwing a tantrum, usually it is displaced anger, which means that children oftentimes resort to anger when they do not know how to handle a particular emotion, like fear, helplessness, sadness, guilt, jealousy, whatever. So if something has happened in school, they fought with a friend, they might come home and show anger or tantrum. Or if they are afraid about the teacher shouting at them in school, they might come home and show anger at the mother or father. So we must understand that children at a very young age do not understand emotions, and hence the easiest way to express any emotion is through anger or stubbornness. Now, as a parent, if we want to understand their emotions also, remember that when they are in the middle of an angry outburst, having a conversation or helping them understand may not help. So if your child is in the middle of an angry outburst or is becoming very stubborn, then the first rule is, do not give in to the anger. Do not succumb to whatever the child is asking or being stubborn about. That is the first rule. Because once you give in, the child is going to now get a message that this is how the child can get things from you. So the first rule is, you do not give in to the anger. Second rule is, when a child is angry, you do not counter it with anger or with suppression or with a louder voice. Because when one person is dysregulated and is ready to fight, if you also confront the child at that time with all good intentions, there will be a war. When a child is angry or stubborn or rebelling, the child is in no mood to talk or have a conversation. So that is when you need to stay calm, and you need to, instead of confronting the child, go with the child or besides the child. At that time, as a parent, if you take slow, deep breaths and calm yourself down, that is the first thing that will work. Secondly, if your child is between 2 to 8 years of age, means young child, then a good way to calm down the child without using any words is by a physical touch which is comforting. So you can either hold the hand, rub the back, rub the head, or give a nice comforting hug to the child who is angry and upset. By doing this, instantly the child can calm down. If you are dealing with a teenager, then obviously giving a hug may not be a good idea, in which case you want to sit next to your teenager who is angry and upset and just do heart-focused breathing. You don't need to say anything, you don't need to ask anything, you don't need to confront or give in or reply. You can just sit next to the angry child or teenager and just do deep heart-focused breathing or abdominal breathing. What happens is, when we are calm and our energies are relaxed, our body language is relaxed, the child immediately picks it up. And because of the mirror neurons and the need to model and mirror, the child will also now slowly start getting regulated. And within a few minutes, you will realize that your child's anger or tantrum has gone down. After that, you can have a conversation to understand what was the real problem behind that angry outburst or behind that stubbornness and rebelliousness. Remember, as a parent, you need to be firm. You need to be very clear about what can be allowed and not allowed, but you can do it without really letting your anger take the better of you. Child cannot regulate, but if you are regulated, the child learns that how we can manage anger and be regulated and calm and resolve some things that do not need an angry outburst. So as a parent, if you are calm and relaxed, remember that is the best way to regulate your child. Do not use words, do not argue, and do not confront the child when the child is angry. Again, if your teenager doesn't want you to sit next to him or her, if the teenager doesn't want to talk, doesn't want physical touch, best to back off. Give space to your teenager to calm down, and after that, definitely have a calm, honest conversation about what was the problem and how can you both resolve it together. Whenever a child or a teenager is angry, confronting them, suppressing them, or arguing back to them, or even saying certain things to them may not help at all. So try this out and let me know in the comments if this has worked or not. Remember, first time it may not work, but if you persistently do it 2 or 3 times, the child will quickly pick up that this is the way to manage anger, and then you will have a better relationship with your child. Do try it out and let me know if it